And the health performance pyramid, if you actually look at the top of the pyramid, guys, when you're on top, performance and skill, those are the two things that we tend to use to evaluate performance. We evaluate athletes, we evaluate executives. Would you agree? Yeah? Those are kind of saying, oh yeah, you know what, this is, you know, you're a good listener, you do this well, you do that well, you're creative, you're doing, you know, all of those kind of things. Great. That's all kind of in those top levels. But the stuff underneath, guys, skill and below, stuff we never really think about, or never even really talk about. And I like to call it the iceberg effect. You know, you see the top 10%, you sit floating above the water, and everything underneath the water we don't really pay attention to. But if we look at real performance, guys, what's the most important part is that bottom triangle. And that bottom triangle is wellness. If your brain biology is off, that means the neurotransmitters and the hormones and the nutrients and all of those kind of things that's inside your brain, if that's out of balance, there's no way that you could ever have 100% healthy thoughts. Would you agree with that? Yeah, because your brain is reliant on physiology to be able to function. Yeah. But your brain is also reliant on physical physiology. The health of your body dictates the physiology of your brain. So, for example, if you had a crappy meal last night, you would have woken up this morning with a less than ideal physiology in your brain. And then you go to work and you expect 100% performance out of that slightly less than optimal biology in the brain.
And it's something we really have to understand, that we're actually really negatively impacting our ability to function at work when we're maintaining that type of culture. We can't be creative and innovative. In fact, it's a very contradictory thing about this culture, about somehow needing to work more hours, get more out of our employees, at the same time as expecting them to be able to be creative and innovative and adaptive. But CEOs, you know, there's actually a study of 1,500 CEOs and trying to determine what was most important to them in terms of the future. And they said the future is going to be about harnessing our creative abilities, right? Yet we have a bit of a contradiction happening here. Here we can see some of the gains that are involved with being creative, about utilizing our prefrontal cortex, and we're talking about essentially two things: product creativity and marketing creativity here, right, in the areas of market share, financial return, and customer satisfaction. And essentially the difference between, although they're both positive returns, the difference between them is the fact that, you know, marketing creativity can be done with very incremental steps of innovation, right, to make the product different, right, to market it differently, versus trying to create a whole new product. So by being creative, we can see that there's a huge return on the investment, and that's why, I mean, one part of why CEOs say that creativity is a huge part of the future, because we have to deal with mature markets and existing markets, but be innovative with them. And this is the last substantive slide. Essentially, getting creative, being creative requires a certain state of being, a certain state of mind. And we can call them brain waves here. Here, delta obviously is in deep sleep. Theta is kind of relaxed, almost like you're waking up. Alpha is kind of relaxed and calm, lucid, not looking or thinking about anything in particular, but just kind of being there. And awake and beta is kind of how we normally are. What's the next one after beta? Anyone know? Think angry. Think angry. Think
the Hulk.
Incredible Hulk. Gamma, right? Gamma waves, which a lot of us tend to be, right? That's where the limbic system is engaged. We're just fully on gamma. We're not anywhere near somewhere where creative is needed to be had. So creativity actually occurs in the alpha state. That's where we have these insights, these moments of epiphanies, right? And back to